Matchups in South Africa have been hard to pick in 2019, and a big derby match like this one is set to be no different. The favourites, the Lions, are at home, and they're up against the Sharks in a big clash for the South African Conference. Hello everyone and welcome on Cornflakes Group, your home of Rugby Challenge 3 and the Super Rugby matchup of the weekend for round number 8. It is the Lions at home, and they're up against division rivals, the Sharks. Having a look at the home team first, and a very, very good side named by the Lions here today. Plenty of experience and plenty of X-Factor players, and the home ground advantage is sure to make that little bit of difference. The big interesting point from this side that we can really look at here is the addition of Deontay at outside centre for the Lions, a team filled with plenty of talent in the outside backs. They've decided to put one of them into the midfield to partner Lionel Mapu to see how he'll go. Skosang, Green and Combrick will be the back three to start, and of course Cronje partnering Alton Yankees at 9 and 10 is set to be a key battle area. The pack, as we know from the Lions, very, very good, and will be led by Malcolm Marks at hooker. Up against them and travelling will be the Sharks, and the Sharks boost similar groundbreaking players throughout their side. Looking at this pack as well is one definitely you have to be careful about. Tendine Tawawera will start on the loose head side of the front row. That gives it enough fear for many sides around Super Rugby. He's got plenty of support around him. Van Vuren will start a hooker, and Ustazen on the tight head side. Van Heerden will partner Andrews in the second of a stringer, Vermeulen and Daniel de Preer at number 8. It's the back line that will have a big task. Struder and de Preer, that is Robert de Preer at 10. We have that big battle up against what the Lions have to offer in Cronje and Yankees. Of course, the back three battle, we've talked about the Lions, but it is Makazole Mapipi, the original king himself, on the left side, Luwazi and Volvo on the right, and Cohen Bosch starting at fullback. The centres aren't bad either. Esterhazen and Lekanyalam are definitely at a top level. Very good side from the Sharks up against a very good side from the Lions. South Africa's tough to predict. It's home for the Lions at MSC Lions Park, but who will get the crucial points in this encounter? We are already getting underway. There's the Sharks playing in the white strips, their away strips, and it's the Marvel kits for the Lions. They're playing in the red and black, the Spider-Man Marvel kits for the home siders. Robert de Preer has the ball on halfway. Strong breeze is back as well, and he'll look to hopefully use that for the Sharks side in the next 80 minutes. Underway we go, and it's a high kick away to the left-hand side attacking of the Lions, and they take it in for the first breakdown of the matchup. A little bit of a snipe down the short side from Cronje before, a little bit of an outside move, finding out to Yankees, who takes the ball into contact. It's a pick and go from Vermaak, who's offloaded nicely. Herbst gets it away, and it's Schumann who's there, but Van Heerden, he's turned it over for throwing a terrible pass that loses the ball straight back to the Lions. Well, you can't afford to do that too much. Now width on it, and a chance out wide for Skosang. And up against Bosch, he's wrapped up, and you'd imagine that's got to be turned over, but he's not come away with it. Cronje, beautiful ball to Marks, keeping it alive but knocking it on. And it's nicely grabbed from de Preer, and then again thrown away instantly by the Sharks. And a wasteful start by the visiting team is gifting the Lions opportunities as a knock-on coming from Schulman as he looked to sneak through a little gap.
Set.
Surprising start here from especially the Sharks, who I thought would be a bit better than ball retention than this. Desperate at the moment as here's a run off the back of the scrum from de Preer. And slow to get support in there for the Sharks, but they get it now the way. And Van Vuren having a bit of a run. This is the hooker. Support's there for Van Heerden, and he just goes straight into contact. Plenty of red jumpers there for the Lions, and white ones slowly come as well. Schroeder away to Van Vuren again, intercepted ball, and Mapu gets it away for the Lions, and support out wide, a chance for Yankees, but Bosch is turned over, Cohen Bosch breaks through, Bosch over the top, could be a try for the fullback. Oh, I can't believe it, the ball is being spat out of the try line, but Cohen Bosch grabs the opening try. Well, this was remarkable by the Sharks fullback. Broke the line off the steal, no defence down the short side, leaves it for dust, and then squirts the ball out the back like a dog digging for a bone. Amazing work from Cohen Bosch. And the youngster really has been one of great promise for South African rugby, but maybe that is a shade of what he can deliver. If he can keep that level up. What a start for the Sharks, and just what they would have wanted as well. And Robert de Pree could make it 7 after almost quarter of an hour. The wind is something they really haven't chosen to use yet, the Sharks. They've had very little ball. The Lions have intercepted a lot and picked up a lot of loose ball as well. But somehow it is Bosch and the Sharks who lead this one 7-0 after 16 minutes. Now to Young Keats, he's had plenty to do. He's had plenty of ball as well on the side of the field. But his team still scoreless in the first half. So great take! Beautiful from Deontay. Now they got the ball, the Lions, and they're looking to spread it through the back line. Malcolm Marks takes contact. Cronje to Yankees. Yankees out to the left side. There we go. Now it's out to Skozan. He beats one with the little grubber kick. And in comes Bosch. A storming game from the Sharks fullback so far. It's there for Andrews. Away to Van Vuren, giving it to Easthuizen. Now he looks out wide for the speedsters. It's Easthuizen. Last one you want there. Mapimpi gets it back to Arm. And Mapimpi and Arm have got a deadly combination if they want to use it. It sits at the back, and Easthuizen has box kicked this off the base of that breakdown. And nicely tracking back there for the Lions as there's a ball spilt from Bosch as it goes back to Arm, who's waiting in the back, and it's a bit of a battle going on between the fullbacks, and Kutsia wins a lot of ground on that one. Here's Bosch away, Van Heerden again, a terrible pass to Intara, where it's intercepted, and Skozan's got away nicely. It's going to be a try, the Lions has it, surely inside pass, there it will go, and the first try and reply will go to the Lions in the second row. Aurier scores, and the Lions are back. It took a while for the reply, but it's there from the Lions. Here's the intercept. Bang! Skozan hits it at pace, gives it to Herbst, and Herbst has a look around and he sees his second partner in Marvin Aurier, and the try is hit back from the Lions. Well, the Sharks only have themselves to blame. It was 2 on 1 out there if they could have freed it up. Great chase from Dan de Pree, but it was that support runner of Aurier that was too good for the Sharks' cover defence. Now it's in Yankees with an important kick here. Right in front, should be no problem for a player like Yankees, and it's not. It's over. It's 7-7. We're all tied up again. The Lions and the Sharks, a fierce battle in this South African derby, and we are almost at half an hour through the first half. It's something that the Sharks need to keep in mind is that wind. It's a very strong one at the back of them, and they've kicked that very, very long. It's a chase, a good chase too, from Van Heerden that finds him into the 22 metres mark, and now the Lions have to try and force their way through. Mapu with a solid run, beating 3 defenders who are going to ground, and Cronje pops away nicely to number 8 for Mark, and there's got to be a chance here. The Sharks are all over that ball. Here's a pick and go from Brink. Out wide, and it's knocked on again. Skozan with another error for the Lions. Turn over, but we'll go back. Poor Cohen Bosch was the only one packing down in that ruck. And a scrum feed. In a good position here, just outside the 22. Luazi Volvo with the big tackle on his opposite number. Caught now Skozan. And it goes from Schroeder. Experienced scrum half is Louis Schroeder. He pops it away to Easthuizen, who runs to the line, draws defender after defender. Arm gets the ball away, and there's a chance for Mapimpi! Beats one, and Marcus Mapimpi scores for the Sharks. expertly finished by the left winger. And Mapimpi gives the lead back to the Sharks. Esterhuizen did brilliant work there. Just about did enough. But it was this finish here around the tackle attempt of Kutsia. And in goes Mapimpi. His first of the night and the second for the Sharks. Great work there. And you've got to credit a lot of that to Andre Esterhuizen, the way he kept that ball, drawing defenders and opening up a lot of space out wide for that man on screen, Makazola Mapimpi, with a great finish for the Sharks. Robert de Pree, much like we talked about moments ago, an important kick now for the Sharks, number 10, as halftime is begging, halftime is calling, and halftime is here. It'll be the Sharks that take the lead into the break, 14 points to 7 over the Lions. Well, it's been the Sharks that have had the most of this matchup. The Lions have attacked and they've had a lot of ball, but they haven't had in dangerous areas. The Sharks, on the other hand, the chances they have had, they have well and truly taken. The Lions are feeding off mistakes. If the Sharks can cut those out, the feeding will be over. Line break is very interesting. 4-4. The Lions and the Sharks tied up. Possession, territory, all fairly even. But it is that fourth row handling errors that is costing the Sharks at this stage, although they do still lead 14 points to 7. The second half, though, is sure to be a telling one, with the lead slender and the margin for error very, very small. The Lions need to score first after the break to get themselves back in with a fighting chance. The Sharks, though, want to put this one quickly to bed and take a very, very crucial win on the road. And a derby win on the road, it will be at that too. And you've got to remember what we talked about at the start of this game, the wind. It is very strong, and the Sharks, I would imagine, will want to do very, very little kicking into it if it can be at all helped. It goes down to Volvo. It found Vermeulen, and here's de Pree. Robert de Pree finds a massive hole, looking to kick it out wide, but he hasn't managed to. And it's a knock on from the fly half. And the Lions escape early. It's a good run out wide. It's finding it nicely there once again to Skozan. Advantage is over as the Lions get more room inside the Sharks half. But a turnover surely coming here. No, it's late and it's slow, but it's there nicely for Satoli. Gets it nicely away, and they go through the backline. Brink out wide. Another chance here, and it's there for Green, who is... No, it's Yankees out there. Green is never on his wing. There he goes. Now he's on his wing, but out to the Yankees is being found a lot out on that touchline on the right-hand side. Throw in for Van Vuren, and he gets his man nicely. Here's de Pree looking to make up for that earlier discretion. Esterhuizen does well. Gets on the bounce, and here is the Volvo. Another chance for the Sharks. The Volvo chips over the top, regathering, but it's Tronje that spoils the party. Green says, got away nicely to Brink, and they keep it alive up to halfway. The Lions doing well. The Sharks' defence is rattled. It's the passive side. Vermaak does well to Green, who is isolated. Robert de Pree away to Volvo. A Volvo slices. A Volvo to the line. A foot race with Kotsia, and a Volvo wins the race to the corner. One wing to the other. Luazia Volvo puts the Sharks up by another 5. Crucial try, turned over by number 10, fly half, Robert de Pree, and look at him go. Kotsia said, let's go, son. Let's go to the corner of foot race, you and me. And Volvo said, let's go, let's have some. He took him on well, and he took him on right to the line. Look at that side-by-side action. But Volvo had the gas to get home, and that is a telling tale for the Sharks winger, for the Sharks team as well, to extend that lead now out to 12. Kick to come from the initiator of that attack, Robert de Pree. Left-hand side, steps up, strikes it softly. It's being pushed back by the wind, but not enough to stop it. And de Pree puts over another 2 at 21-7. Sharks go out to a decent little commanding lead now over the Lions. Next points need to come the way of the home side if you stay in this fixture. A big, big moment there. What a kick as well. Down to Lacanyalam as here is Esterhazen again. And Torera away to Dupre. Here we go. Another chance for Sharks. Mapimpi. And see you later. Goodbye and good night. Marcus Ola Mapimpi. In for another try. The Sharks, two in quick succession. And this one is all over. The Sharks counter away with the ball and they canter away with the lead as well. Marcus Ola Mapimpi with a double and all sparks outside their own goal line. Beautiful work from the Sharks, and not even Ross Cronje could keep touch with Mapimpi, who streaked away. And a big try, even bigger than the last here. Robert Dupre got absolutely flattened. And look at the speed of Mapimpi. He leaves his support in dust because no one can keep up with the speedster. He is raw speed. And for the second consecutive try, we will say the initiator once again, Robert Dupre, with another chance to add to. Right in front this one, though, it's a much easier kick than the last, and he slots it over without any worry whatsoever. And another 2 points to the visiting side, the Sharks. Well and truly in control of this one now, 28 points to 7. And you can almost say it's goodbye and good night as well for the Lions, who are done and dusted surely, trailing by 21 points. Not long to go either, just 20 minutes remaining, and the wind is flying these balls backwards. Here is Stringer, away to Dupre, who's been amazing. Vermeulen holds the man on, and he saves it away to Arm. Arm support inside and out. He goes to Tawera, who looks for Involvo. Involvo trying to find someone on his left. Couldn't get there. And finally, the Sharks play breaks down. Van Buren, having been around himself, finds Dupre. He's through again. Robert Dupre looking wide. Gets it away to his station. Away to Andrews. It's all big boys. Mapimpi was there, but he couldn't link up. Well, they needed a double figure out there, the Sharks, and they were in for another try. It was all little numbers. It was all the big boys. And now the Lions have a line-out throw. Malcolm Marks giving it away in the middle. Aurier has lost out to Andrews. And here goes this days. And a great ball to Brea. And he's knocked it on. Another chance goes begging for the Sharks. And the big battle in that second row is proving very intriguing. Here's Cronje. Well, he spotted a huge hole there, and they slip it back, and Yankees, great pass from mounting Yankees Sasani. Advantage is over as the big tight end prop goes inside the Sharks half, but it says it all over him. Here's Dupre. Holds on to that one nicely. And the Sharks will come yet again. Andrews, great work from him. Ustazen's out wide all by himself. He's got Van Verden and Van Heerden looking for someone. It's Van Buren, and he has to hold it in as well. All the Vans getting in the action at the moment, looking for Mapimpi to provide that magic. Esterhazen away to Vermeulen. Oh, he puts on the fan, and he does a great job getting over the 10-metre line. More chances here for the Sharks. Esterhazen is playing scrum half all along. Here's Van Heerden again. Got to be another try. Arm. Oh, way to no one. And Volvo was nowhere in sight. And another butchered chance here for the Sharks. They keep it short, and he's isolated as ever there. A terrible run from Vermaak. Here's Aurier away to Yankees. Oh, they are all over the moment, the Sharks. And Dupre turns it over. Away to Ustazen. Looking wide for Mapimpi. Has to get it on the bounce. Schroeder! And he's just held short. Great tackle there on the scrum half. Support coming late for the Sharks. They're going to lose it again. Oh, I can't believe what we're watching here. Another knock on, this time against the Lions. Just 5 metres out. Now they've got to score. And Torero to Volvo. There we go. Sharks score again. 33-7, game over. And it has been an emphatic second half performance from the Sharks that puts this one away. Luazia Volvo has been very good, but the commitment level of the Sharks in the last 20 minutes, although the finishing went poor, the defensive commitment was outstanding. The rushing up on the attack, as you said right here, that final nail was the biggest laser tackle on Elton Yankees. And from that, quick hands through on Tawera. And then Luazia Volvo with the finish right on cue, right under the sticks. Time has expired for the Sharks to accumulate any more points. The threat of a comeback was gone quite some time ago, as the Sharks put in one heck of a second half display. Robert de Pree puts the final icing on the cake, and a big victory for the Sharks on the road over the Lions. That is one for the record books. No one expected them to do it. They were heavily against in the pre-game predictions, but the Sharks have put on a great display, led early from Kerwin Bosch. Robert de Pree had a great running game, of course. Marcus Pimpy was the go-to wide player. Luazi and Volvo grabbed a couple as well. He was very, very good. The Sharks all around the park were on another level today to their opponents, the Lions. One try is all they managed in the first half, right at the end. Aurier picking it up, and Yankees with the conversion. As for the Sharks, we talked about it, those outside backs being so important, and they were the guys that scored all the tries. 2 for left winger Marcus Pimpy, 2 for right winger Luazi and Volvo, and 1, and you don't see this very often, for fullback Kerwin Bosch. Robert de Pree on form with the boots, 5 out of 5 off the tee to the commanding performance against the Lions. The Sharks take it out, 35 points to just 7. Well, we talked about at halftime they need to clean up their act. They needed to not make mistakes. Well, they didn't really do that at all, did they? Look at that bottom line. 19 handing errors to just 3 by the Lions. The tackle count was massive. That is a huge total of exactly 100 tackles. Line breaks aplenty. It was 4-all at halftime, 12-7. The Sharks butchered a lot of tries in the second half. They could have scored 2 or 3 more very, very easily if passes just went to hand. The Lions effectively were shut out of that second half of the game. Possession and territory dropped away quite a bit for the Lions, just 41% of possession, and that was the key way to them losing control of this game. The Sharks, though, what a performance by them on the road in a big derby game to beat the benchmark of South African Super Rugby in the Lions, and that will take them a long way up the ladder and really put their fellow South African sides on quite a bit of notice for future weeks. A big result, a huge upset. No one saw this one coming. The Lions go down and the Sharks soldier on with a big, big win, a bonus point win as well over their big rivals. That does to us for round 8 of Super Rugby. This one wasn't the closest, it wasn't the most exciting, but it was the biggest shock of the weekend. Everyone was backing the Lions to win this one. No one, very few will say, gave the Sharks a chance, and they have pulled it right out of the hat with a massive display against the Lions. I'll be back again for round 9 for another matchup of the weekend. Until then, thanks for tuning in and watching. Hope you enjoyed the matchup, and I'll see you all very soon for plenty more rugby and other sporting action coming your way. Until then, though, thanks for watching and take care.